Okay, here we go then. So week 3 and another story, and it's Howard's End. And we're working this week on narrative structures. So just a little reminder for you about the way you submit your work. Um, the resources that you see will explain everything you need to know about narrative structures and how that will help your writing. And there's a few tasks for you to do on the way. Those tasks need to be sent with your submission task by Friday to your English teacher. So I'll put details of, well, I've already put on Show My Homework details of their email, but it needs to go to them. All right, okay. So, explanation task here, we're going to look at the way you're assessed for punctuation, just describe it a little. So, we're looking at keywords here developing, securing, and mastering. Now, first thing you need to do, we need to make sure that you've read the text. Otherwise, none of this is going to make any sense and you won't really be able to do the submission task as well. So if you can, find a quiet space. It's 5 pages long. Go away, pause this, read the text and come back to us. Right, okay. So we're looking at these 3 keywords. You're going to pause again in a second, and I want you to do just a really simple flow map, frame of reference, levels of skill. Where would you put these words? Developing, securing, mastering. So put them in order of difficulty. Which do you think is the least difficult, and which do you think is the most difficult? So do that now. Okay, we're going to be looking at those words, developing, mastering, securing, in a moment, and we're going to look at can you define them, but can you use your own words to define them? And I want to bring up one of the grow words. I'm going to give this one for free because you can see the grow words there: antonym, tapering, repent, crescendo, and celestial. Well, antonym should not be unfamiliar to you. It was one of the words of the week in this academic year. So I've given this for free. It's a word that's opposite in meaning. So bad, an antonym for bad, is good. However, the more difficult the word, the more difficult the antonym. So when you look at mastering, securing, and developing, you can already see that developing is at the bottom there. That's something that we expect that you would have already. In terms of punctuation, that you are using basic punctuation, that you're using simple and compound sentences. Securing is the next level, and then there's mastering. But what do you think these words mean? So can you pause now, and can you come up with a list of antonyms for each? So antonyms for mastering, antonyms for securing, and antonyms for developing. Okay, so let's have a look at developing in action in terms of punctuation there. So if we look at the beginning of this story, so Howard Blake didn't even see the bus that ran him over, full stop, nor did he feel it, full stop. One minute he was running across Oxford Street with a stack of CDs in his hand and the clang of the alarm bell ringing in his ears, and the next, nothing. Got ellipsis in there as well and a full stop to end. So it's accurate basic punctuation, mostly full stops. There is an ellipsis in there, so if he continued to use punctuation such as that, he might get into securing, where you can see it asks for a wider range of punctuation, and it's got straightforward simple sentences such as nor did he feel it, and you've got straightforward compound sentences. One minute he was running across Oxford Street with a stack of CDs and the clang of the alarm bell ringing in his ears, and the next. So we've got developing there. There's nothing particularly strenuous about that. Here we've got some examples of securing punctuation. And this is what we've been working on, isn't it? Because here you've got correctly punctuated dialogue. We can see the use of inverted commas. So you've got blimey, and the exclamation mark, of course, goes inside the inverted commas. Before the speech tag, he croaked. And of course, on the same line, because it's still him, but this isn't happening. Again, punctuation inside the inverted commas. And then again, you've got another ellipsis there at the bottom. So he was ... Oh, blimey, he whispered again to another speech tag there. And you've got a range of sentences here. So here you've got an increasing variety of sentence structure, and the dialogue helps that as well. So for purpose and effect, well, these short sentences not only used for tension, but also to include dialogue. And the wider range of punctuation includes going beyond full stops, question marks, and now we've got punctuation to mark dialogue. So that would be an example of securing. In the same text, and you've got this text, of course, now you've got mastering. So mastering is a little bit more. This is when you keep doing it. So you can see at the top there, sophisticated punctuation is used with increasing accuracy. So you're using punctuation for dialogue, you're using it often, and you're getting it right. And you've got ideas here of punctuation, where you're controlling your clauses, and you're using a variety. So from the very beginning, he waited until he'd found an angel smaller than himself. Old habits die hard, and stumped over to him. So the old habits die hard is inside brackets. This is parenthesis. Now it could have been in commas, it could have been in dashes, but you're using your range. You're very ugly. You've got an exclamation in there for the basic, but it's inside inverted commas. I'm sorry, you've got a question mark inside inverted commas because it's dialogue. You've then got the confidence here, when it's just Howard and the angel speaking, to take away the speech tags. So we start off as one. Your face makes me sick, Howard said. I do apologise, the angel replied. I'll leave at once. But now we've got that. Are you chicken? Am I chicken? You're scared. Yes, you're absolutely right. There's no need to slow the dialogue down with speech tags. So it's confident use of punctuation, having the confidence to omit it. So if you read this section, that's an example of where you might see mastering. Okay, so the thing we will end on today, there's a couple of tasks that you need to do. One of them is looking at the grow words. Now, antonym is not in the text, but you will find 4 of the grow words inside that text. Now, I want you to think about suitable antonyms that Horowitz may have used and still come to the effect that he wanted. So locate the sentence where you find tapering, where you find repent, where you find crescendo, where you find celestial. I want you to rewrite the sentence, but use your antonym. So I'll be clear on that again, just repeat that. Rewrite the sentence with your antonym. So that'll be one of the tasks that I need you to do. You can check this. This is all on the guidance slides, but you might want to pause that, go away and do that now. And then there's some inference questions, just so we can check your understanding of the text that you have read. So we need 4 sentences for this, and since they are inferences, we need to know where in the text you've got that inference from. So you'll need quotes to support your responses. So read through the questions, respond to them, and tell us where you drew your response from. Okay, that's section 1.